So the first follow-up that I have, what is the one thing, or maybe a couple of things, that you had to completely unlearn from managing people in Web 2 to managing them in Web 3? Maybe it's corporate structure in terms of thinking, maybe it's something else. So what did you have to unlearn to be an efficient founder and CEO in Web 3?
I think mostly unlearn the belief that it's different. There is no difference.
All
You know,
right. Oh,
you
that's a
need to
good
you need
observation.
at the end your job as a founder is to give people a clear vision of where we're heading, so having a clear strategy, getting everyone excited about it, and then yes, probably put the structure so people can learn, develop themselves. It's not, it's a myth. I think that is that different in Web3. Again, in a company like ours, of course, maybe if you're a DAO working with like a decentralized autonomous organization working with only anonymous people, then maybe you have to think about things very differently. But you know, in most companies, managing people is same challenge, whatever your industry. Yeah.
So it's more about managing people and teams rather than, anything else, right? People are pretty much the same. I mean, they do have differences in Web3 in terms of character and their, preferences, financially speaking, but it's all about managing people, right? In the first place.
Yeah, and we hire many people who don't come from Web3. I mean, Web3 is very young, so by definition,
Hmm.
if you want experienced people, you will go outside. I would say one thing to be maybe more mindful of. By definition, if people start to work in the space, at some point they will no, you want people interested. That probably means they will have invested, they will own, maybe some ETH and Bitcoin, etc. And why I'm mentioning that is because that means suddenly they are, whether your company is exposed to it or not, they are starting to be personally exposed to the ups and downs of crypto. And so the mood, people feel when you're in a bear market. Crypto is a place where you are either extremely excited and you believe you are changing the world, and then overnight you believe it's all doomed. It will disappear. It's a scam, and that's really people huge mood swings, which is a problem. That still means the industry is extremely speculative, but you need to be mindful of your team. It can be hard to, maybe they are all those assets and they lost a lot of money, or they see the company next door becoming overnight $1 billion company on paper with their token, and you don't have a token maybe. So you need, I think, to be quite mindful of that.
Speaking of, have you noticed yourself the mood swings that you're talking about in bear versus bull markets in your team? Is it visible that you can yourself
So
see that?
I think I'm sure it's there. We are not a team that like we don't have a token. We don't talk usually about market price, etc. We try to not think about that. I mean, as a founder, those exist usually, but in every company, more about over. There's always, that's why I always say we need several founders. So make sure there's always one that believes. And that doesn't give up. If you're alone, there's one day you'll give up. Everything is so hard. You'll think, okay, we, it won't work. And if you're several founders, there's always one to keep everyone motivated.